So I'm happy to be here. I'm Karen, and there I am. And I just wanted to say hi and ask you. I guess I had a little curiosity around a few things, and one is you obviously are friends of HeartWell, and I was wondering maybe how you came to HeartWell or what other communities you practice with. Does anybody want to say?
Yes,
Yeah?
we came from HeartWell,
Yeah.
and we practice with Delia in Saturdays with Luz in Spanish.
Yeah. Good, 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 good. Is it the same for Maria and Margarita? Is it the same for you?
Yes. Yes.
Yes,
Good.
yes.
Okay, so
I really don't remember how I reached HeartWell. I think it was navigating in the web, and maybe I read an article, and then I joined the classes. And well, because of my work, sometimes I cannot join, but whenever I can, I try.
Good, I'm glad to know. I just like to know where people are coming from, you know.
I come from Chile.
From Chile, and in Chile,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Wonderful. And you're in Worcester. And Juan, you're in Playa del Carmen in
Yes,
what country are you in? Mexico.
yes,
Hey,
Mexico.
there you go. Yeah. And Jennifer's joining us. Yeah, and I'm here in Middletown, Connecticut. And I know Zaida as well through and Bertalena through HeartWell. And so we're all here together in the HeartWell community. And I know our work extends into other communities too. And it's nice to share about those too. So we can connect more people just to the practices of mindfulness where they exist. I've been doing a little sitting in the mornings with the Village Zendo, a Zen center in New York City, and they have a morning hour-long sitting practice. And it's right there on their website. And that's been a really beautiful way for me to deepen my practice. You know, when you feel like you need more than you're getting, if life gets a little, right, life gets busy and I'm racing around and I'm hurting, banging into things or breaking things. And I'm like, oh, I have to slow down. So that's what we're here to do, really, is to deepen into this, into, I want to say who we really are, into this place of knowing and being, and presence, right? A presence that we're cultivating.
Right.
So I just lit some incense in my kitchen, and it was reminding me how, often in the yogic tradition, as well as in Buddhist tradition and others, right, as well as in indigenous traditions, all traditions probably, we sometimes light some incense, right, to get that sense of smell activated, right, because it's one of the doorways that we experience life through. And sometimes we can't smell, our nose is blocked up, or maybe we don't have much of a sense of smell. Remember in COVID, I think some people lost sense of taste, right? And maybe smell too. But I'm burning a little incense and I'm remembering why we do that, right? To open the sense doors. So that's what we're here to do together, to breathe and be, know life through the sense doors, instead of the busy mind, right? Instead of the busy mind. So let's start together in standing, however you want to do that. And of course you could be seated too, if standing isn't going to work for whatever reason. And I'm going to see if I can get you to just let me know if you can't hear me, but I'm going to step back a little bit. My camera down a little. Yeah, good. So let's just sense into whatever this standing is, whether I have a walker, or I'm leaning on a chair, or I'm, freestanding, either way. Let's just kind of feel into this. And I don't know if you've done any walking meditation. But let's take a few steps together, just at a nice, easy pace. We're not going to go far, so you don't need a lot of space. But let's just feel into the legs and knees and feet, knowing that our purpose will be, part of my purpose will be to create a little better stability, alignment, connection. Like Thich Nhat Hanh, do a little muting where I need to, so we won't have background noise. Good, thank you. Yeah, and so just letting our feet kiss the ground, right? So we're not working to get anywhere. We're just letting our feet, almost like it's your first steps ever. You know, you're the new little fawn or the new little child standing up for the first time to feel into this walking thing, because it's not a small thing to walk upright. Ask a cat or a dog, right? It's not a small thing to be upright on 2 feet. So let's just feel into this. I'm not saying it's better than all fours. I don't think it is, but it's certainly different, right? So just sensing the fingers and the toes as we take these steps, and always remembering we're not going anywhere. We're coming here. Our arrival point is here. I just want to be here in these feet, right? Some awareness in what we call the feet, right? Or what do we call them in Spanish? The feet. Those pies. My Spanish isn't as good as yours, but it will be better. So, sensing the toes. What about the shins? Can you sense into the shins? The shins take a lot of impact, right, when we walk on hard surfaces. So there might even be some sensations of stiffness, soreness, right, in feet and ankles, for sure, in knees and hips. And so how am I going to be with that? Right? How am I going to be with, I realized I should have shifted my camera, but how am I going to be with sensation in the feet, knees, and ankles? And you don't have to walk backward. I'm doing that, but you don't have to. You can just walk forward and turn around. Good. And then come to standing, just to stable standing. And sense if the knees are locked or if they're bent a little bit. Let's see if we can bend them a little more. So we'll come into this little bit bent knee position. In yoga, they call it chair pose, right? And then a soft inhale brings us up. So without leaning forward at all, let's just soften the knees. This will be our out breath. We'll let our bellies relax, right? And our in breath, breathing into the belly. Sorry, I meant on the out breath, we're going to let our bellies pull in on the out breath as we sit. And then we'll let the belly soften on the in breath, which is, of course, natural, right? Will help the lungs press air out, expel the air, and then we'll just let the soft air in. Let's try with the arms. So we'll go exhale, and we'll just float the arms up a little bit. And then inhale, how about we rise like a bird just slightly? We'll bring our wings just out, or maybe a little bit back. So we'll go exhale, sitting, and inhale. And this could be done in the chair, right? Just with the upper body. So we've got our feet planted, exhaling. And inhaling. Exhaling. And let's see how much we can soften the belly with this in-breath, right? So from the pelvis all the way up. See if you can create some softness in here so that breath can really be allowed. Exhaling. It's soft, it's here. Exhale. One more time. And inhale. Nice. Now, just Tadasana. Tadasana is our mountain pose. It's our stillness. It's our standings, meditative awareness, neutral, stable and at ease, just resting. Bringing awareness into the feet and the knees, as well as the hips. And now sensing a bit of side to side, right? Just shifting onto one leg, letting the other one maybe lift off the ground, but maybe just keeping the toe on the ground. Just a little, this is like I don't know if you played I'm a Little Teapot, remember that song? Where you go side to side. So you could lift the leg, or you can keep it on the ground. We're just shifting from one leg to the other, basically. So we're going one way and the other way with your breath. If it feels good to include the arms, let's slow it down. Let's let the in-breath be coming onto one foot, balancing on one foot. And the out-breath, let's let it bring us back to center. So we'll go in-breath, right? Softness in the belly, and then out-breath. In-breath. A little lean. Out-breath. You can feel this maybe in the hips, down the legs. You feel or sense these sensations as the muscles draw toward the bones. At your own pace, maybe varying the arm position. The arms could be out wide, or they could be down low. Just a couple more. Really relaxing into the breathing. Awaken the senses. And then holding on each side for just a few breaths in whatever way you're doing this. And this, of course, can be done in the chair too. Hold on one side, we'll come to center. And then we'll hold on the other side. And come to center. Good. Pausing again. Bringing awareness into the body. Letting these little bells be reminders that we're here in the present, experiencing directly through the sense doors. sensing the awareness of seeing right now. Seeing. Other senses are active, but let's just see if seeing can be present. We can just know, see what is to be known through seeing, easy seeing, no effort, very, very little effort to just see. Good. And continuing to just see, to let the eyes be fixed in front of us. Let's try this. Stepping forward, and in the same way that we went side to side, let's just get that back leg either rested on the toes or let it lift a little bit. Just a little bit, so all this can engage. And then back to standing. Letting the tailbone hang. And we'll try the other side. Back to standing. So we'll let the inhale, and let's see, is it the exhale or the inhale? As we lift the leg, I think exhaling will serve this best. And when you're ready to inhale, come back to mountain pose. And you can hold longer if it feels natural to, for a few easy, natural breaths. Coming back to neutral. And noticing if you feel lightheaded at all, making sure that you stay in neutral or even come to the ground. And resting again. Some really deep breaths. So let's chant a little bit. Let's do this. We'll inhale gently. You can stand however you like or sit. And let's chant Om together. So we'll start with the Ah sound. We'll kind of close to an O and then the M sound halfway through like this. Just a nice easy breathing. I realized I started on the O. I'm going to start on the Ah sound this time. And join me if you like. And you might just rather hum if it feels kind of odd, but try it out. Sensing resonance in the head and the neck. Let's try it one more time. Good. Let's do a little forward bend now. So let's go like this. Bending the knees, sending the heart forward, with the neck nice and long. Like you're looking down, but in a really stable way. Right? The knees are soft, the faces are lax. And then on the inhale, we'll let the core of the body engage to bring us up. Let's try it again. It's like taking a bow, very humble and simple bow. The knees evenly bent. And then inhaling, lifting from the heart, letting all the strong parts engage to draw us up. Try it again. The belly draws in. And a soft in-breath. Lungs the heart up. Let's step the right foot back. So now we're going to take a little bow. So this is pyramid pose, one foot in front of the other. It's really simple, but it takes a lot of balance because it's almost like I'm walking on a tightrope. So if you need a couple chairs or a wall to hold on to, you could get close. We're just going to bow from here a little bit. And it might be easiest if we put our hands at the heart or on our hips, but somewhere stable. So we're just going to bow. Now this is two legs equally long, but just a little soft in the knees. So not locked legs, but long legs, right? Strong legs, but evenly bent. So we're going to just bow a little toward the ground in the same way we did when we did that forward bend, leading from this core and letting the heart drop forward. Good. It can be really challenging if this is new for you. So step forward and stand for some nice, easy breaths. Maybe a deep out breath through the mouth. Yeah, and some more breaths in mountain pose. And now let's bow toward the other leg, with the other leg in front. A bit like on a tightrope, but if you need your feet, wider stance, that's fine too. So we're gonna bow toward the floor, covering the heart over the front leg. We'll use the in breath to bring us up. Let's try it again. Feel how engaging for the legs, right? How the legs might be really doing their best, right? The brain doing its best to help us balance. One more time. Like the whole nervous system engaging. When you're ready, get a soft in breath. Floats us up. And then we'll rest again in standing. So I think it'd be really wonderful if we could do this next section on the ground. Since we did some really good work in the core of the body, I'd love to do some kneeling, but I have a knee injury, so I can't demonstrate it. So I'd rather we just come on down to the ground if we can. And face this way. So you're just gonna rest on your back for a moment, right? For some breaths. If that's okay, you could always put your knees bent and let your lower back settle into the ground. And even let your knees rest together if that feels good. And let's inhale one arm up toward the sky. And then exhale, just let it rest, right hand to your left shoulder. And then take that again, just inhale your right fingers up toward the ceiling. And then exhale, just let that hand drape toward the opposite shoulder. Good, and once more, just let that right arm float straight up. And then let it float overhead. exhale, let that right arm float straight up again. And then inhale, again, let it float however far overhead it can go. Take that with your breath a few times. So you float the arm up on the out breath and overhead on the in. And you can leave that arm overhead if you like, or you can float it back down by your side, and then let's float the left arm up toward the ceiling. And then let that left hand just drape toward or even touch your right shoulder. Inhale, let it just float up toward the ceiling. And exhale. Once more, inhale, let that left arm float up. This time, let it float overhead. The elbow can be very bent. And then inhale, let it float back, or exhale, sorry, float back toward the ceiling. And inhale, overhead. Now let's move both arms at once. So we'll float both arms up toward the ceiling. Inhale, overhead. Just awareness of sensation. Exhaling. Good. Now let's really slowly bring the knees toward the chest, if possible, rolling side to side. And then taking the hands and bringing them to rest, one on each knee. We're going to do a little lengthening of one arm and one leg, starting with the left. So like this, we'll let the in-breath lengthen the left arm out and the left leg out, but we'll keep them off the floor if we can. If we need to let them rest on the floor, that's fine. But we can hover them a bit up. And then we'll let the out-breath bring us back to hand on the knee. In-breath is lengthening out. Out-breath coming back. Good in-breath lengthening out. Out-breath coming back one more time. In-breath all the way out. Sensing fingers, toes. Or that felt sense is more, right? Awareness of felt sense. And coming back. And pausing for a few breaths. Maybe lifting the head, chin toward the chest. Experiencing that felt sense, awareness of direct sensation, and letting the spine roll back down. One hand on each knee, bringing awareness over to the right side. And letting the in-breath lengthen the right side out. Exhale, coming back. Inhale, lengthening out. So as we do this, we experience sensation, awareness of sensation, and also perhaps there's awareness of thinking, of the thinking mind. A lot can be happening at once, right? And so we can notice that thinking is happening. And we can pretty much notice lots of it is about the past or the future. And here we are wanting to inhabit the body and the breath here in the present. So we come back to the body and the breath because it's where the gold is, right? It's where life is. So we come back to the body and the breath through the sense doors, right? Not thinking about it, but really inhabiting the experience. Good. Good, and then stay again, hands on the knees. Good, and when you're ready to, let the feet come to the ground. Let them rest about maybe 1.5 feet, 2 feet apart, kind of on the edges of a mat if you have like a yoga mat. A little wider than hip width. And we're going to start to see what it's like when we let the knees go to one side, but we want to be really aware that we're not going to harm the knees, so we let them go just to where they meet some resistance, keeping our feet maybe a little active, a little flexed. And then in breath, we just let them come back. We're just feeling into this kind of what we call twisting. Right? We're just feeling into what that does. Not really thinking about it, but really direct sensation. Presencing. Direct sensation. Much compassion, yes. Especially what if there's just real discomfort emotionally, physically, psychologically, if there's lots of discomfort, can that draw more compassion forward? And then make space for compassion to make presence possible. Staying in that twist to one side for a few breaths, just letting the body rest so the legs are shifting one way, the feet are a little flexed, and perhaps the head is resting in one direction. And seeing that any effort is focused but minimal, a relaxation of effort. Letting the knees come back to upright. Now, just experience that twisting in the other side to the other side, in the other direction. Just remembering, it's really all a laboratory for, there's some self-care here, producing care for the body, but it's all a laboratory for awareness, right? Awareness to know this and to know that. For awareness to know, taking in the present. And when you're ready to, holding. Noticing perhaps pleasant sensations, or maybe there's some through our hearing sense. Maybe you're hearing the birds like I am, and there's some pleasant sounds, and just noticing those, pleasant experience. Maybe there's some neutral experiences, and maybe there's some downright unpleasant experiences. welcome to life, right? This is life. And see what it's like to go side to side. Maybe you want to try turning the face away from the knees. Right, giving the body these movements that it really doesn't get when we're running around, right, driven by work or to-do lists, right? So we can do a little bit of swiveling and twisting of the arms, letting one hand be palm up and the other hand palm down, and making that switch in the arms too as you twist. And remembering that we're really just working to keep everything that supports the spine here, right, through this twisting. We're working to keep it vital. Not to necessarily even stretch it. We're not necessarily stretching anything. So I guess that might occur, but just a bit of vitality. It's getting a bit of sensation. So coming gently back to hands on the knees, to come back into a kind of neutral center. Yeah, just pausing. Now this would be a really good place to rest for a few minutes, either with our legs on a chair or our legs up the wall. So I think we should take that pause. And if you don't have a wall or a chair nearby, you can stay here for a little bit. If you don't want to move, you can just stay here, hands on the knees, if that works. And we can also do a bit of shifting between one knees. In fact, let's all do this before you move. If you're going to move, you have one knee and a squeeze toward the chest. Give it a good long squeeze. And when you're ready, the other side. Good. I'm just taking a quick time check. Okay, good. We're at a good pace. So I changed my mind. Don't put your legs up the wall yet. Let's come over to the belly and then we'll end with our legs out. Better yet. So just go ahead and roll over, because you might feel you might feel it over here, how the front of the body, the pelvis and the hips can use a little opening, right? So here we are. Let's come down further and go ahead and make a little pile for your chin. And this is, the person who taught me this called this TV watching pose. Like when you're a kid or an adult and you're in front of the TV watching it like this. And what we're getting here is a little squeeze to the back of the neck, right? Some opening to the chest. Allow some breaths through the nose, right into the armpits, or as if you could breathe right into your armpits, right into your elbows, as if you had gills under your arms. So you could breathe right from the earth or the water right into your gills, into your lungs. Just notice sensations here. What kind of sensations are present? Just being present to them, kindly and gently. Let's come to a little cobra pose. We're just going to bring our hands in next to the body so we can feel a little more of a squeeze. But this time, once we've had enough of a squeeze, we'll put the forehead down. And when we do that, let's relax the whole back of the body. Good, let's do that again. So we'll let the face lift, the heart drop forward into this little tiny back bend. And we'll take this opportunity to bring the elbows in close to the sides. And then we'll put the forehead down and relax. Inhale, come up again. This time, go ahead and bend the right knee. And then exhale, come down. Quick again, elbows in, bend the right knee, let the face just float forward, heart forward. Exhale, come down. Nice and slowly. Inhale, come up, and this time just stay for a few breaths. See where there can be relaxation, while there is some work. And then gently, arms at the sides, face to the side, legs at rest. Good, let's bring the hands flat again. Legs long, forehead to the ground. Elbows in. Inhaling, lifting the face. Lifting the heart forward. Exhale. So let's take that again. Inhaling in. And exhaling down at your own pace, of course. Let's bend the knee this time, letting the left knee bend, lifting the face. Exhale, coming down. Inhale, coming up. Exhale, coming down. One more time, and we'll just stay easy breaths here. Good, and coming down, resting again. Maybe face the other way. Good. Now it's time for a rest, right? So let's find that way that you were going to a moment ago. That's either on your back, or legs up the wall, or legs on a chair. We're going to take some stillness here and a little bit of a body scan. So if you want to, this could be done in a chair, but this is really relaxing back in some way. So your head, neck, and shoulders are resting. Yeah, nice, easy breathing. Good. Now, just sensing the body, give a little squeeze to anything you feel could relax a little more, maybe. Just a little tightening and relaxing. right? So that could be your shoulders, your chest, could be your face. You could take a yawn. Just let the body squeeze so that it can then let go. Good. And just feel the body resting, the bones, the skin, everything. Good. And let's take a nice soft inhale together. Nice long in-breath, followed by equal length out-breath. And then just back to natural breathing. And then another long in-breath and equal length out-breath. And natural breathing. And let's take one more long in-breath. Equal length out-breath. And back to natural breathing. And now, in this most easy way, we're just gonna bring just this effortless awareness through the body, right? So we'll start like this at the right hip, just sensing the right hip, the right thigh, the right knee, just getting a little sense down the shin, the lower leg, to the ankle. Just visiting, right, the heel, the arch of the foot, the ball of the foot, and the right toes. This is the right leg, right? So we sense the toes, the ball of the foot, the arch of the foot, the heel, up through the ankle, calf, shin, knee, and then thigh, hip, pelvis, genitals, right, buttocks, all the systems in the abdomen, right, digestive, right, excretion, right, all the systems in the lower body. Just letting awareness sense in to the right colon, intestines, whatever you can sense in the lower body, and then the left hip, And so this is just super easy, so easy to move our awareness through the left hip, into the left knee, just visiting, just touching in to sensation in the left lower leg, down into the left ankle, left heel, left arch of the foot, left ball of the foot, left toes. Right, bring just awareness, just resting in the left toes, left ball of the foot again, left arch of the foot, heel, left top of the foot, ankle, calf, shin, the lower leg, the bone of the lower, all the bones of the lower leg. Left knee, left thigh, bones, muscles, skin, and then all that left hip, all the vitality of the left hip, pelvis, lower back. Start to let awareness fill the belly, the abdomen, and lower back. Right, the deepest part of the trunk of the body. And then out toward the hips and then upward toward the waist. Let's just say the we'll move toward the solar plexus, the rib cage, sort of the middle of the torso. And then keep this easy breathing and awareness just rising to the heart, moving to the heart, through the heart, shoulders, awareness, upper back, neck, throat, chest, heart, and arms, elbows and hands, neck and head, skull and eyes, brain. Just letting in all light and peace and spaciousness into this very moment. Just resting in this moment, in this present moment. Just resting. And in these last moments of really absorbing, really receiving, really receiving what you need, see what sort of courage might be needed for today's service, today's way of being in the world. What sort of fuel, courage, guidance, and support you can call on. And sending your wishes in all directions. And then taking your time, maybe staying here longer to take another 15-minute rest, or even, who knows, a nap. Might be time for that, but or it might be time for some sitting meditation. Right, so if you decide you want to stay here, please do. If it's time to maybe come to upright, consider rolling over to one side into a little fetal position for a few breaths. And then, piling up from the base of the body, the way we started the practice in standing, kind of establishing a nice stable base and upright. Oh good, we're not late. I've never really. So come on to seated since we have a few minutes. And we can stabilize and seated with a little mindful breathing, a little alternate. We're not even going to do alternate, we're just going to cover one nostril and breathe through the other. A few very gentle bread-like breaths. This will help to clear what are called the nadis in the yogic tradition, related to the nervous system. Just seeing if you can take these easy breaths through one nostril for a bit. And then when you're ready to, shifting to the other side. And then resting, hands at rest. In these last moments to fuel the body with presence, the body, mind, and heart, with this beautiful, innocent, gentle, loyal, devoted attention. Through the sense doors, sensing your own compassion, this well of compassion within, the universal well of compassion, resting in its lap, in the arms of compulsion. Thank you so much, everyone, for your practice. Just keeping this deep awareness, this deepening of awareness within, attending to this mind body as we go forward. Wonderful afternoon. It leaves room for more practice in the midst of all kinds of other things. We'll see you next week. Thanks, everybody. Thanks, Deb. Yeah, thanks, everyone.
Thanks.
It's
Thanks,
good
Deb.
to keep
Karen.
practicing if you have time. Make the whole day a retreat.
Okay.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Bye bye. Have a good
Bye.
day, all of you.
See you
Bye
later.
bye.